I work with a lot of custom builders, and
Yeah.
are custom new builders
Yeah.
using Hover? Because
Uh,
I could see some benefit there,
time,
but is that a use
yeah.
case for you guys?
Timely question. We're sort of, I don't know how the right way to frame it for someone external to our company, but we're halfway through launching our new construction solution, which is essentially you can take blueprints. You can take photos of the blueprints, just upload them through your app in Hover, and we can generate a 3D model. We can also generate a high definition rendering. So you might get blueprints that don't include some beautiful rendering that you might be trying to sell the homeowner on. With that, also, we generate measurements and takeoffs for sort of exterior parts of the home, so siding or roofing. I have a friend in North Carolina who's been pushing me a long time. He does probably 20 homes a year. He's a custom builder. And he just, it really for him is now solving, doing takeoffs on, blueprints. And also, he doesn't have to call around to all the distributors. So he can go in there, hey, he has an account now and with one of the major distributors, and he can just start ordering directly through the product as well. So it's really helping him speed up his time. We're hearing for a lot of people too, this is helping them get into quoting if they're a contractor supporting new construction and they're trying to win work. Maybe it's for a development. The time for them to turn around bids and proposals, this really cuts down that time. So, and saves them a lot of money, honestly.
Yeah, I can see even with, maybe it's not the intended use, but custom home builder has a very complicated home. It's framed and they need to do detailed takeoffs. They don't have that from a digital standpoint. They can do the same thing. They can take pictures, create the model, get detailed takeoffs, have those installation drawings, selections can be made with clients. It avoids a lot of chaos down the road.
It does.
So
it does.
Yeah. So I find that when there's a solution like this, there are typically misconceptions and myths that you run into. I'm curious, what are some of those misconceptions and myths that contractors have around the problems you guys are solving? And how, maybe another way to think of it is how could or should they be thinking differently about some of these problems?
Yeah. Well, I think there's two dimensions to this. I think the first one is around measurement accuracy. There's some question of like, hey, I'm not hand measuring this thing. Can I trust it? It's photos on a phone. How do you understand the roof measurements, the siding measurements? Our computer vision sort of ways that we aggregate data were what we find to be the most accurate remote measurement solution. Even more so than aerial. Aerial is pretty far away and they're taking photos of properties. We have ground truth. So we have a Hague study that we've done. They're sort of the world leader in sort of understanding sort of technology that enters into the space. And they've done some evaluations on it, statistically significant evaluations to prove that we're the most accurate solutions. That's one. I think the second one is really around what Josh is saying. Josh is sort of feels like he's entered into the matrix that we see a lot of customers enter into, and then all of a sudden their business starts growing a lot. You talked about the idea of buying through emotion, and I think there's a big leap that needs to happen in the industry for a lot of folks. They're very comfortable going to do a repair. They're very comfortable just sort of presenting on a claim exactly what is there. But the reality is people buy because of the way you make them feel. Yes, there's sort of key questions. How much will this cost? What will it look like? And can I trust you? And probably how long is the project going to take? I think Hover specifically can help for a lot of people just on day one with what is it going to cost, right? Our measurements flow into a scoping. It's either our estimator or theirs. They can get to an accurate cost. And just the way that we lay it out in the PDF and everything, I think it builds trust with the homeowner. But the real unlock here is how you're going to grow your business. And you grow your business by creating an emotional connection with the homeowner. And I think what we get from some contractors is, I don't need to use a 3D model. I'm good. Even if they're in roofing, they'll say that. It makes more sense in roofing because it's not as much of an aesthetic, decision. But we find no matter what, when you start presenting options to a homeowner and show them what the possibilities of their home could be visually, you're going to start to create an emotional connection with them, and you're going to stand out. A lot of people aren't doing that. And this is why, Josh is winning right now in the market, because he's taking the chance to sort of maybe unwind a little bit of a process that I understand, right? You've built your business on that process. It's why you're winning. And it can be scary to think about changing things. But when you start changing things in a way where you're helping people see the possibilities of their home, right? I think our 3D model that you can interact with Design Studio, sometimes the homeowner can do it. The professional can do it with the homeowner. You can use that as a concepting tool, and then you can send it off to us and we can generate really nice renderings. We call them hover renderings. It's what Josh has mentioned, the HD renderings. And this is going to make this thing pop. And you think about your competition at that point, right? What are they doing to show the home, and possibly just 3-4 other people walking in the door, just giving them triple carbon paper with numbers on it. I think with Hover, we like to think about, what are we doing for the professional to help the homeowner, right? The costing is, you can get really detailed estimates if you want to be more transparent about where this is coming from. On the visual side, you're actually showing them these different possibilities and elements they can do. And I think if you do that, you're going to win every time.